Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures here on an overcast but very warm actually morning, and look what's happened. My beautiful roses have opened up. Oh, they've got such a beautiful, very delicate smell actually, and the wondrous things, they can be used for all sorts of things. You can take the leaves off and just have them in a dish so you get a lovely scent. You can put them into water and have the scent from the water as well. All sorts of beautiful properties in a rose. But do you know what? I like to see them here, natural, on the allotment, attracting all the beautiful bees. Isn't it magnificent? Well, sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. I love when my tomato plants get to this sort of size, because it's time to pinch out the side shoots and look out for all the pests that could be on them, like the green fly that we've got around, black fly. And if you see those, you can just brush them off with your finger at this stage, because there won't be that many actually, so you can get rid of them quite easily. If not, you can spray them with a little water with a little washing up liquid in, and that will also help with any infestations you may have on your plants. Quite simple really, and effective. Now, pinching out side shoots, very, very simple. Obviously, you don't need a massive, great big tool to do it. You just need your fingers. And here's a little video to show you. In here, we've got some side shoots, and you literally just pinch, as I've shown in the video, how to take out the side shoots. Now, what you have to be careful of, and I almost made a mistake with this one here, is your top section. You don't want to pinch it out too early. The way this tomato plant is growing here, this section here in the middle of this plant looks like it's a side shoot, and here's another little video as I'm pointing it out, but it's not a side shoot, because obviously the tomato's gone, well, a bit of left actually, needs staking up now, and that'll grow straight upwards, and that is your centre shoot. It's not a side shoot, so don't pinch those out just yet. You have to wait till you get 4 or 5 trusses. A trusses is basically where your tomatoes are growing, so I've got one coming here, and we'll get some more, I'm sure. What I'm going to start doing now on this one, I've got some, I can start feeding it as well. Only a little bit of a liquid feed, and that will really help this to grow even further now. And well, I do love my tomatoes. Do you know, it's really good to get down with the plants, because then you can see what's happening. Often in gardening, even if you've got a few pots lying around, you end up weeding, you're always looking at things. You get quite frantic sometimes because you've got, oh, I've got this, I've planted 50 million seeds, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I must do some more weeding. In fact, I'm sat here and there's loads of weeds coming up, so I'm going to get my hoe out soon, and although you can pick them up by hand like I'm doing here, because this ground has been turned over, so it's quite easy to get them out. And you just do that really, and then you get a bit frantic, oh, I must do that. And actually, it's nice sometimes just to stop, just to breathe, to enjoy, grab a cup of tea. It's not going to go off. You know, your plants aren't going to disappear, your seedlings aren't going to die, they're all nicely watered, and you can do it slowly over the next few weeks. It doesn't matter, there's no race. Obviously, once the tomatoes are in, I'll start feeding them now and they'll start growing. But everything else is doing pretty well actually. Because we've had the sun out this week, obviously we've got to keep watering. Things do get dry pretty quickly. Unless of course you've got things covered with mulches on top, that would really help. You can just put cardboard on if that's all you've got, and it will really help retain the moisture underneath. If you do that though, however, as I've learnt with my purple sprouts, you can get slugs attached to the underside of the cardboard, so keep an eye out for those. They do like damp, moist areas. In here, doing pretty well. I'm actually led to one of my tomato plants here. Now, interestingly, and I'll take a photograph, of which I'm very good at, in the ground I was doing some weeding, and I thought that looks more like a tomato plant. Well, where I had a tomato last year, some of the tomatoes dropped to the ground. One of the seeds is taken, and I'm growing my own free tomato plant. I'm going to leave it, and we'll see whether or not I get any tomatoes from it. Isn't that exciting? All for free, and not to pay. We like that here on Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Well, here I am next to my, free growing area. Remember on the top I've got my lettuces, my chard, and my lovely radishes. In fact, here's a photograph of a radish that's coming. Isn't it looking nice? I can't wait. They're very peppery. It's the taste from the 80s. I remember, as I said before, going to buffets and things, and they always had radishes on everything that was salad, and it'd be nice to try them again after all this time. Here I've got some carrots, and it's funny enough, a question I got from a viewer: have I always just grown carrots separately then planted them on? Well, I have. I've done it both ways. Sometimes I do seed the ground, and I've found sometimes not very successfully, but I do tend, because you have to thin them out anyway, so I've thinned them out, and in the past I've always put the carrots elsewhere. Well, I've done the same here today. They've all thinned out and they're in here, and I think they'll be fine. It's obviously, the reason you do it is to try and not attract the carrot fly, because obviously disturbing the lovely leaves on here sends out the carrot flavour, smell into the air, and the carrot fly think, oh, lunch, and off they come. So fingers crossed, we've been delicate with these. In the bottom here I've got onions, I've got beetroots that were spare, and I've 2 tomato plants and a pumpkin. Yes, I'm stupidly putting a pumpkin in, but that'll grow all over the allotment, and won't it be exciting towards the autumn when we've got pumpkins everywhere this year? Well, thanks for the question from the viewer about the carrots, and yes, have a go. So long as you're delicate and careful with them, they'll be fine. I do it every single year. Well, thanks once again for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures, and I'll see you here next time with some exciting news about what's happening next Sunday on Father's Day. Ta-ra for now.